What's up, internet? It's Raven Goddess, and today I'm coming to you with another nail tutorial. Today we are going to be doing a fill set, which means I'm just going to be removing the paint and product from my nails currently. We're not going to do fresh tips, so right now I'm just getting out all of the bits that are going to be needed for this set. I will be leaving a description down below to all of the bits and pieces and paints that I am using for this tutorial, so let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to take my diamond torch bit and I'm going to be using that to remove any of the gel paint as well as any lifting that has occurred from me wearing this set for about a week and a half. And I'm also going to be cutting down on the product of the actual previous acrylic. This is just going to be the normal prep that I use for my fills. Most of the time when I'm doing a fill, the purpose is to be able to build the nail back up. So in order for me to do that, I'm going to cut down on a lot of the product, mostly near the cuticle area. Okay, so I have cut down on the gel polish and most of the product and lifting, so I'm going to go ahead and take my small dampen dish and we're going to go ahead and pour in our liquid nail monomer. Today I'm going to be using Young Nails acrylic powder in Rosebud cover Rosebud, sorry. I'm going to take 2 cotton balls and some nail polish remover. You can also use alcohol, 91% alcohol, or whatever alcohol that you have, to clean off my nails of dust. Then I'm going to take my Mia Secrets nail prep dehydrator and I'm going to go ahead and place that mostly near the cuticle. Then I'm going to take Mia Secrets Ultra Bond. This is their primer. Now what I like to do is I like to dehydrate the nails once and prime twice. This just keeps your acrylics lasting a little bit longer. Since the primer is a little sticky, it adheres to the nail very well. So I'm going to go ahead and start on my first bead. I'm going to take a small to medium sized bead and we're going to place that as near the cuticle as possible. It really depends on how much lifting I have on the nail. That nail didn't have too much lifting, so I only really needed 1 bead, and the thumbnail actually needed more because that was the nail that I had most lifting on. This is my left hand, and I find that my left hand's thumbs always have lifting and my right hand always has lifting on any of the nails because it's my prominent hand. So I'm just going to speed through this and let you guys watch my acrylic application. Once the cuticle application has been completed with the Young Nails acrylic powder, I'm going to switch to this clear acrylic powder from Mia's Secrets. Now with this application, I'm going to be focusing on building up the thickness and the shape, but also I'm also going to be focusing the clear acrylic powder on the tips of the nails for our design later. Once I am satisfied with the thickness, I'm going to go ahead and work on the shape. I'm using my 100 to 180 grit file, and I'm going to be shaping the nails in a some of these nails are like coffin shaped and some of them are more square, but what I do is I just file them as straight as possible, and I look at the entire hand as I go to work on my shape. Okay, so my nails have been filed and shaped. Now I'm going to start working on the smoothness. So I'm going to be taking my sander bit and I'm going to gently work on my cuticle areas. I'm going to get as close to the cuticle as possible to knock off any of the excess product that I might have gotten on there. And then I'm going to run the sander across the entire nail to buff out any of the dips that I might have missed with the hand file.
That boy is genius.
I honestly like to switch back and forth using the sanding bit and the file. I feel like doing that makes my nails the most smoothest. So when I'm finished, I'm going to take my buffer block. This one I just got from the beauty supply store. It's a fresh one, so I'm just going to use this to smooth out the entire surface of the nail, to get off of all the scratches and grooves that might still be on the surface of the nail. Okay, so for the gel polish, I'm going to be using these polishes by FingerPaints. You can get these at Sally's Beauty Supply, and I'm going to take some alcohol to knock off any of the dust that is currently on the nails. I'm also going to use the same cotton ball to clean out my damper dish. So what we're going to do next is we're going to reapply the Mia Secrets Nail Prep Dehydrator and Primer. just like in my previous step, I'm going to focus it on the cuticle area, but for the primer, I'm going to wipe it all across the nail. Now, the color that we're using is called My Best Angle, and it is the most gorgeous cover nude I have seen in a gel paint. So if you can find it at Sally's Beauties, go ahead and get you some. I'm going to start off with priming and dehydrating the nails. Next, I'm going to take the base coat, and we're going to be working one finger at a time. So once you get your base coat on there very thinly, you don't want to have like excess product with your base coat, because in the past I've done that and I just find that it doesn't cure that good. So do a thin layer that pop it into your light so that it can cure, and then I'm going to take the polish, My Best Angle, and I'm going to put that all over the entire nail for the thumb, and I'm going to use a small detailing brush in the alcohol to wipe away any of the excess out of my cuticles. Now I'm doing this in a specific pattern on my left hand. So the thumb is going to be a full cover, and the finger, what is this called? Oh, the pointer finger is going to be a full cover. The middle finger and the ring finger actually are going to be halfway covered. What I'm going to do is I'm going to partially cover it on the nail, and then I'm going to take the same detailing brush. I'm going to keep dipping it into the alcohol, and we're going to try to create a French tip with a spicy design. So what I like to do for this step is first clean off the cuticle areas. I feel like with gel, if you just point your finger downward, you won't get any flooding into the cuticle areas, but of course if you make a mistake, just use the brush and some alcohol to wipe it away. And then I'm going to take the brush and I'm going to create a French tip by bringing the sides in, and it's going to create like this small little line, and I like that line. So once I get like the perfect like shape to my French that I'm desiring, I'm popping it into the light. Here's a preview of what the nails are going to look like. My camera actually turned off on me, so this is the very next day, and if you can see that line that's inside of the French tip, that's what I'm talking about. So let's continue on to the other hand. Okay, so I'm going to be taking this white nail polish from the Beetles. I'm also going to be taking this wooden applicator stick. You can find this in most like manicure kits, but you can also use a toothpick, because we're just going to be making dots with it. So take your white gel polish. I'm using like this little slate. It's actually like a what do you call those things? Little stamper thing. I just flipped it over on the other side, and I'm going to be taking my detailed brush and some paper towel, and we're going to be filling in the space that we cut out from the cover nude. If you look closely, I'm actually going to be filling it in and missing that line that we created with the cover nude. And also when you're creating, like filling in the French tip, feel free to make it as thin as possible. It doesn't matter if it's streaky, because we're going to be putting a design over the white tip. The main focus is to make sure that that line that we created with the nude is showing. It kind of looks like a road that's been shoveled out through the snow, and that's what's going to bring the spiciness to this look. you are happy with your design, it should look something like this. Again, it doesn't matter if it's streaky. I liked that design because it looked like snow, but we're gonna make it look like more snow. So I'm gonna take the toothpick, the manicure applicator, and we're gonna be creating some snowballs into the snow. So what is snow without snowflakes? I'm going to show you guys how I created my snowflakes. So what I do is I take the manicure applicator and I just start making dots, but I make a note of what kind of dots they are. So I start in the middle with one really large dot, and then I break it off into smaller dots, kind of like into windows. And then once I like the placement of the dots, I just run the applicator through the dots by connecting them. Now, as you're running the applicator through the dots, they might get lost, so just continue to make them through the line so that you can see them through the line. And then once you're happy with that, then I just make lines that are staggering in between them so that it kind of looks like a star. And that is the snowflake. So this is a smaller snowflake just because it's on my pinky, and we'll get to the larger snowflakes on the thumbs. And then I have another one that is on my right hand ring finger as well. Now remember, snowflakes are one of a kind, each and every one of them. So if your snowflake doesn't look the same, that is the point. So go ahead and just remember to make the dot that's in the middle the largest dot, and as you go outwards, you're going to want to make the dots smaller. And then once you bring the lines out, just very lightly drag the product of the paint to the dots, connecting them. And once you like how the dots and the lines are placed, you're just going to make random dots all the way around the snowflake. I like to put the dots at the very end of the lines. It just makes me feel like it's snow, you know, kind of gives it a whimsical feel. Once I am happy with the base of the snowflake, I'm going to stagger some lines in between the original dots and lines very, very carefully and very, very thinly. And then once I like the placement of those lines, I'm going to go ahead and place some dots at the very end of those lines to give it more of a whimsical feel. And then I'm going to take my detailer brush with some alcohol, and if there's any part of the design I don't like, I just go ahead and wipe it away before curing, taking off any other product from my skin that I might have missed. And I'm going to go ahead and pop that into my light, and that is the finished design. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to take some top coat and I'm going to top it all off. It's a very shiny top coat, and you're going to want to be careful with this because for some reason I cured my nail like 3 times in the light, but it was still kind of streaking a little bit. I managed to fix it before I put it back into the light. Once the design has fully cured, I'm going to take some alcohol and wipe off the tacky layer of the gel polish. And almost done. Almost. I'm going to take this FingerPaints gel polish cuticle oil. Again, you can get this from Sally's Beauty Supply. I actually think that I got this whole entire like kit in a set. So I'm just going to take the cuticle oil, I'm going to put that on my cuticles to juice them up real quick, make them really pretty for some thumbnail pictures and to bring back some nourishment from my cuticles from all the filing and alcohol. And that is the completed look. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. Make sure that you subscribe for more videos in the future and turn your post notification bell on so that you never miss an upload. If you are in love with this set, go ahead and share this with someone you know will love it too. And I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.